Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger, helping you whip your business into shape. And today I have with me someone who I've known for about, 3 years now. I first met Jill Katzenberg on the Marketers Cruise. And when we met, I was like, Jill, you got to be on the show. You got to be on the show. And we talked, and we also found out we're in BNI. And I was like, Jill, you really got to be on the show. And so now she has applied to be on the show, and here she is. So let me tell you more about her. Jill Katzenberg is a gratitude consultant who believes success in network marketing begins with genuine connection. She guides entrepreneurs to use gratitude as their greatest tool, transforming simple acts of kindness into stronger relationships, bigger opportunities, and lasting impact. For Jill, gratitude isn't just a practice, it's a movement. So welcome to the show, Jill.
Oh, thank you so much, Jennie. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait for the conversation.
Me too, because, when we first met, we both had this like, oh my gosh, we're not the only people in network marketing on the Marketers Cruise.
That's true. Well, and then we found out we're in BNI, and that was even more fun. So tons of one-to-ones the whole week.
Exactly. We had the opportunity to really connect and learn more about each other. And so what I want to know is, how did you end up in the business that you're in? What got you there? And then we'll dig into also what got you into BNI. How'd you find out about it and all that stuff? But let's start with, how did you get into gratitude? Why gratitude as a business?
Why business? Yeah. So let's roll back a little bit. My background is in real estate sales, and I came to where I live, Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from the East Coast.
Okay.
From New York, and came to Cleveland for a job in urban planning and architecture. And so lived downtown, worked downtown. I was happy. And then unexpectedly, that firm had to close its doors. And I was like, wait a second, guys, I don't know anyone in town. I mean, you promised me the sun, the moon, the stars. What do I do now? And one thing led to another, and I got into real estate sales because my dad, who was an entrepreneur, said, hey, if you don't want to go back to grad school, why don't you consider sales, because you're honest, hardworking, and the sky's the limit in income. And I went, great, let's do it. Except he forgot to tell me that when you're in your own business, you have to work at least 100 hours a week for the first 5 years to develop brand, etc. So what happened was, and we had about 9,500 other licensed realtors in our 5 or 6 county area. So somebody had to make the decision about, why me? I had to figure out, why should somebody hire me versus 9,500 other choices? And one of the ways was to separate myself was to write thank you notes, write notes. It was, thank you for coming to my open house, nice to meet you, on and on. And in fact, and that worked for the first couple of years. I grew my business from 0 to 1,700 households that I would snail mail, not once a month, but twice a month.
Wow.
So you do the math on that. And even with postage stamps being much less than it is now, but it was still an investment. And then I got coached, and the coach said to me, okay, we're going to cut your mailing list in half again, till we decided what the top 150 households were. And they
Mm.
said, if you love those people up, you will never have to make a cold call again. And I went, I'm in. And loving them up meant honoring their birthdays, their anniversaries, their special days, their pets, if you know the pet's birthday, all that,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So I was the realtor of my BNI chapter. At initially, I was one of the founding members of my BNI chapter, and I was the realtor.
Okay.
And in a one-to-one, I learned about this company, which was originally known as Send Out Cards. Now it's Promptings.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew at that time I was stepping back from sales and going to real estate coaching, but I went, now I'm finding out about this tool. Now, wait, you can be nice. You can grow your business by being nice,
Yeah.
and then you can get paid to be nice and show other people how to be nice and grow their business. Oh, I am in. That's how I'm wired.
Right.
So that's how I got started.
That's amazing. And so you transitioned then in your BNI seat then from real estate to real estate coaching or
No,
to send out cards or promptings at the time,
so what happened was what happened, I did transition from real estate sales and went ultimately to appreciation marketing.
Oh,
That's the term.
okay.
So it's appreciation marketing that we have chosen. So that's the category I sit in right now.
Okay.
And,
Good.
I just help people, businesses grow their bottom line by being nice and kind to their prospects and clients.
Yeah. And I think it's so important now more than ever, honestly, especially because the advent of AI and how much it has just exploded. And especially in like social media and in email marketing and text marketing, like you can tell when somebody's sending you something that came from AI. And so something like this is something that can really set you apart from everybody else because this is coming from you.
Yeah. So that is so true. And the fact that it can be spontaneous. Now we can send out these acts of kindness
Mm,
immediately, as well as a printed version of the acts of kindness is it's has a dramatic effect. I mean, this morning, for example, I have a someone I know out of state who just posted that she had to put down her beloved pet, and
mm.
anyone who has pets in their household, I can't even say pet owner because they own us, we don't own them, so for sure.
Truth.
I mean, I know it. So, but that being said, they're a family member, and to
Yeah.
have that experience is heartbreaking. So, I was able to respond to that immediately. And not only will she get a printed version of that sentiment, but she got an immediate sentiment because I sent her a digital format. So, it's really with the picture of the pet and all that. So, it's really amazing to have that tool in your back pocket because people go under the
Right.
radar. They're living under the radar. They're just living behind their social media
Hmm.
screens and platforms. And it's easy to comment, and it's easy for some people to be even nasty, on the platforms and hide behind that. And so,
Hmm.
gratitude, when somebody expresses gratitude, it's so appreciated. It's so valued that I think we don't realize how the slightest compliment, the slightest positive comment has such an
Yeah.
impact. It could definitely change a person's life.
Absolutely. And especially, when someone's going through something like that, to get that thing saying, hey, I took time out of my day to create this thing for you, to find a picture of your, beloved furry family member or whatever it may be, right? It could be, their kid's graduation or like there's so many different things, right? But when someone's going through a thing,
Right.
to get that to receive that because I've been on the receiving end of some promptings from people, whether it was actual physical cards or postcards or now the digital cards as well. And it's really cool to experience that and have that boost because in this day and age, especially the printed ones are the ones that oftentimes make the bigger impact for me because I don't print out all of the pictures I have of my kids or me and my fiance or anything like that. And every once in a while, one of my friends who's in promptings will see a great picture and send it and get it put on a card and send it to me. And those cards still live on my refrigerator, on my nightstand or the shelf under my TV in my bedroom is like a bunch of printed cards that people have sent me with pictures of me and my fiance. It's something that helps build that relationship in a very subtle way between me
Oh,
and those people who
yeah,
did that.
it's really fun. So, now we're getting into, if you think about it, all year round, you have reasons to celebrate people, to honor people. I
Yeah.
mean, for example, we're going to see pictures of Halloween costumes, people on Halloween. And so just grab that, put it on the face of a card, shoot it out, and
Yeah.
I tend to guide people when on the card by saying hashtag fridge worthy. So they put that card, they're very obedient, and they will put their cards on the fridge and then take a picture of their fridge and shoot it to me saying, see, I have all your cards on my refrigerator. Thank you very much. Well, I think the fact for a business, how can help businesses is that wouldn't you want the real estate of someone's refrigerator,
Yeah.
having reminders of you on their refrigerator in some way? And you don't have to be the part of the picture, but if you are sending pictures of them, it's all about them and they will remember you
Hmm.
because you thought of them. So it's not difficult. It's a lot of fun. And that's the whole thing, to how to help people grow their business and their life by having more fun and being connected to the people you get to work with and serve.
Right. And I think this is really applicable, especially to network marketers, direct sellers, and MLM professionals. Because as you said at the beginning, when you were talking about your real estate career, what people had to do is figure out why work with you, 9,500 other realtors in your area.
Mhm.
Whereas with network marketers now, it's your biggest competition, and I'm putting air quotes around that, but this is a fact of life. There are people who know multiple Mary Kay ladies, who know multiple Norwex reps, who know multiple jewelry reps, right? Whatever your company brand products, skincare, supplements, whatever, it doesn't matter. They know multiples of you in their life. There's probably one from church, one from work, one for, their cousin does it, their sister does it, their neighbor does it, right? They may have a number of people. So what's going to make you stand out from all the other people who do what you do, either in the same company or similar companies?
Right. It's all about relationship. It's
Yeah.
all about relationships. So I've started to my team has really started to take off because the whole thing is I really have tried to embrace, let's go change the world. Let's have some fun doing it and let's make some money in the big picture. Let's just, have some fun changing the world and making some money. That's
Yeah.
it. And there are many people who tend to be attracted to that. So we're just having a
Yeah.
whole lot of fun doing it.
Right, exactly. And this could be something I hadn't even thought of that. I was just thinking about the customer side, but if somebody's coming into promptings, they could utilize this as a tool to connect with their team members too.
Oh, 100%.
Right. One of the things that I did, and I'm going to share this with all of you, anybody who's been listening for 350 episodes, you might have heard me talk about this before, but I know for sure that I've talked about it with my coaching clients is as I started to build a team and I started to get more and more ladies who were, on my jewelry team back in the day. One of the things that I started doing was I got one of those 3-inch binders, even though I didn't have a massive team yet. But that was me putting out into the world that, hey, this is my team binder. We're going to fill this up. And one of the things that I would have all of my new team members do as soon as I got the email from the company saying, hey, congratulations, you have a new team member. Susie Smith signed up under Julie Jones, whatever. I had an email already set up because they all had to have an email in order to set up their account. So they had an email. I would send them an email introducing myself because they may not know who I am. They may not have heard my name. They may know nothing about me yet. Saying, hey, I'm Julie Jones' upline. I'm the one who brought Julie into the business. I would love to meet you, Susie Smith. And I would also like to know some things about you that will help me make sure that we're going to have an amazing experience together. And I had this little, like, at the time, a Word document that I saved as a PDF that I would say, hey, print this out. Here's my mailing address. Please mail this back to me. And it just asked a few questions like, what's your love language? Are you acts of service? Are you whatever? Like, tell me about your family. Married? Who's your spouse? How many kids? Do you have kids? If you have kids, tell me about your kids. Just some basic things.
And that's great because you're just giving me an idea of what to create. We have virtual assistants who are known as gratitude experts now, and they
Oh,
can create cards and campaigns and this and that. So that's probably one of the things I'm going to have them create when somebody on my team has a new team member to say, I'm going to send them a card. And all this is awesome.
I
So
love that. Yeah. And
thank you.
it was just a way for me to find out more about them. Why did you choose to do the business? So I knew, oh, I'm doing this to help pay for my daughter's ballet lessons, or, I am exhausted at my nursing job or whatever. Right. So it gave me some of those things. But then I also would ask things like, hey, when you achieve some milestones in your life and business, how do you like to be recognized? Do you like gift cards? Do you like bottles of wine? If so, what kind of wine do you like? Just what's your favorite restaurant? Do you get your nails done? Like all these kinds of questions that could just give me ideas of ways that I could reward them. And plus, I was trying to plant the seed as a leader. So, guys, listen up. I was trying to plant the seed as a leader. When you do good things in your business, I'm going to do something for you.
Yeah, exactly. That we would do the same thing when the real estate sales, we had a get to know you sheet, the same exact same format. And when you give us a referral, we're going to send what's your favorite organization that you are committed to because we'll send a donation in your name for with that
Mm,
because of the referral. And oh yeah, sometimes we mess up. So what do you what kind of wine, what kind of restaurant, whatever, because we don't like to mess up, but we're human. So we want to make sure that we apologize appropriately. We don't want to give a bottle of wine to somebody who's a non-drinker. So
yeah.
that doesn't work. But so it was just to
Right.
say it doesn't work in a lot of ways. So just connecting, it gives you an opportunity with gratitude and all that, just to know your people, get to have opportunities to know your people. Just take a breath, breathe, and
Mhm.
go slow in finding out about the people who have chosen to work with you so that you can
Yeah.
separate yourself from all the other, you know, network marketing people that people are going to be exposed to for sure.
Right. Exactly. And just including those little things like hashtag fridge worthy. So, first of all, yes, they're going to put it on their fridge, but then also putting hashtag like skincare rocks, like if you're a skincare rep, right? Because then they're just like, oh, yeah, she's with skincare. It's a little marketing touch
Mhm.
that somebody can add without being like in your face, like, buy my skincare. It's just whatever
It,
your personal hashtag may be.
that's right. That's correct. And I think the fact is that to remember to have fun,
Hmm.
whatever you're doing, to have fun with it, because let's be honest, most people don't need or want a second job. If they're going to
Yeah.
do something to earn extra dollars, then they want to have fun doing it. Otherwise, they're going to
Yeah.
check out pretty soon.
Yeah, exactly. And there's got to be a quick pay, turnaround on getting a return on investment.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't have to mean that the return on investment is always financial,
Hmm.
right? Because you will get those things from people, which is, a photo of them taking the picture of all of their cards on their fridge.
It's so fun. I think the fact is that once you, and I'm speaking to me because I tend to be a type A personality, so, but I have to lighten, release the grip and just relax and have fun with it. And so when I'm having fun, there are people who want to have fun with me, and it's like they'll reach out to me. They'll go, "Oh, I just wanted to give you a picture of this or that," and knowing full well that I'm going to grab that picture and I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to give them back their card. And they can do it, but they love getting real mail in the mail.
Yes.
Everybody does. And I don't care what age the person is. People go, oh, people younger than 30, 40, whatever, don't really like getting mail. Oh, no, that is not true. It is not the case because it's
Right.
all about us. It's all about us.
Yeah. Well, and I would 100% disagree with what that person or whoever was saying that people under a certain age don't like getting mail. Of course they don't like getting mail because right now their experience of getting mail is very different from what our experience of getting mail was at their age,
Mhm.
right? Because right now all they see are bills, ads,
Maybe, yeah.
right? They're not getting actual mail geared towards them that is meant to put a smile on their face.
100%. And when the opportunity for a digital card format came out just this past April with the
Hmm.
company, what's kind of fun, it's like really the only company that has both the digital and the printed card possibility format. So you can choose to have either or both, but that's kind of fun. So I would show the opportunity, et cetera, to younger individuals. And I said, well, don't you think that it would be a great fit for your business? And they would say to me unequivocally, it's amazing, like time and time again, I like the digital card, but I am drawn to the printed card. And I went, okay, that's information. That's really helpful. Thank you very much. So, I think we tend to give wrong stories to ourselves, we create stories in our mind that
Yeah.
aren't exactly true. And then when we just act on our promptings, when we act upon what's in our mind and our heart, then we get amazing results. We get amazing
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's exciting.
Oh, so much so. And what would you say, looking back, because you've been with this company for a while now,
Mhm.
offering this opportunity for people, what would you say is probably the most heartwarming story you have of someone who either received a card or sent a card and then they got like what is your favorite story about
Mm.
this business and service that's available for people?
Well, as you can expect, I have many for
Yeah.
sure because people send me, "Oh, you've been so consistent. You're so," and understand that what's so fun is that we have the opportunity to have systematic card sending. So cards are going out, on a systematic basis. And to be fair, I don't know exactly every single card that goes out under my umbrella, but I have a way
Right.
to check it and make sure everything's okay. But the to answer your question, the most heartwarming experience that I can remember offhand was when we had, I call it the pause, the shutdown, 5.5,
Oh,
6
yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
when people were really, they were going sideways, understandably, because nobody knew what they didn't know. So we had for a week we had the opportunity that if somebody had a certain options, a certain membership, they were allowed to send send a card with a pack of brownies to anywhere in the world, three a day for 1 week for free. The company was going to pick up the cost. Now,
Wow.
we initially, it took 24 hours, we had no limit, and then we said, oh, this is not going to work. It's not going to work.
Right.
But that being said, over just a week's period of time, we had almost 45,000 cards with packs of brownies go out to all over the world. And the feedback was there were people that reached out and said, "Thank you so much. It changed my life. Thank you so much.
Mm,
It saved my life." I mean, you put your brain around that. A paper printed card with a pack of brownies saving someone's life. I went, okay, I'm committed. I understand that
yeah.
there is value there. It's deeper than just a card and a pack of brownies.
Yeah.
It's the heart.
Yeah. Because especially if they find out later, that you only got to send 3 of them.
Well, it's
You
irrelevant
know what I
because
mean?
because it's about them. We would send out, I would do messages saying, "Do you to my social media platform, my people?" It's like, who do you know who's in the medical space that needs a card? We'll send one out free. Who do you need? Who's your postal carrier that needs an sign of encouragement? Who is your sanitation worker? Who is you start thinking about all these individuals who were at risk because we didn't know what we didn't know at that time. And
Right.
the outpouring of appreciation and gratitude was mind-boggling. It was so encouraging because people really are wired that way. I really believe that. I think people are
Yeah.
really wired to be in gratitude, and we have maybe some of us have forgotten how to live their life in gratitude and
Hmm.
appreciation. So that's what this is all about to go back to how we were initially wired, remember how to behave, and to really shut out the noise that is going to really discolor our view of the world, because I really believe that we are meant for greatness. We really are.
Mm. Oh, I'm just letting that settle in for people. I mean, because I agree. No matter what someone believes faith wise, right?
Mhm,
I choose to believe that if we are here, we were put here for a reason.
mhm,
And it wasn't to live a life where we just survive.
mhm.
It wasn't meant, we weren't meant to do those things. We were meant to do something great. And the levels of great, and I'm putting air quotes around that, may be different for different people, but sending a card and a pack of brownies save someone's life, I would say that's freaking great. you know?
It was mind-boggling. It really stepped me back on my heels because I went, being an entrepreneur, and people will, if they know me, they know that they think I'm an extrovert, but I'm really an introvert at heart. And
Yeah.
for me to be shut down, working from home, working from anywhere, I was okay with that. That didn't impact me. I was good.
Yeah.
But for most people, that wasn't good. And
Yeah.
so it really had an incredible, obviously, it had a critical effect all over the world. So if you can just say, "I see you, I notice you,
Yeah.
you're important," and have other people do that, that has a tremendous impact all over the world. And
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to accomplish by just having kindness spread throughout the world.
I love that. Now, I want to dig into briefly because this just popped up for me. I'm sure there are some people out there who are thinking, okay, yes, this sounds great. And, if the digital, or I'm sorry, the printed cards are so valued
Mhm,
now,
mhm,
how do I get people's addresses? Because, when I was a kid in the 80s, my mom had this little notebook about the size of this one that I'm holding up here, which is, I don't know, 3 inches by 6 inches, about the size of a dollar bill ish. And it was an address book and it was alphabetical. And you could go through and have all your friends, your family, all of their addresses in there so that you could mail to them because that was the only way we had to send stuff back in the day. And I know many of the people who are listening are old enough to remember that. How do people nowadays get the addresses so that they can send these printed cards?
Okay, so there's a couple of ways. Number one, that's why the value of the digital card format is powerful because let's say they send a card and the digital card to the individual and the individual loves it and requests a printed card.
Okay.
All right. So they've requested a printed card. However, if they request a printed card, they have to supply the mailing address to send it to. So that is one way. That is really an easy way to get the printed card to that person. And here's the other thing that's really very interesting. A side note is I send out every morning, I get notified on Facebook and LinkedIn and all over about people's birthdays. So I will
Mm.
send them a digital birthday card. So and some people I know their address, some people I don't. The interesting thing to me is that when I send the cards out, many of those birthday people are not home to receive the printed card on the day of their birthday. So they're getting the birthday wishes immediately. And so
Hmm.
when they return home, they'll get the birthday card, and that's all good and fine. But it's just
Yeah.
another touch. It's another way to say, I'm thinking of you. That's
Right.
great. The other way is it's amazing. You talk about mindset and all that. It's just if you just ask the person, Scott, I really want to send you something fun in the mail. What's your best mailing address? If you have the connection, they will give you their address.
Yep.
They will. I mean, I've had people in a bar give me their address, their birthday, and after 5 minutes of conversation, I don't know what that's all about, but that's the truth. I mean, people, maybe I just have an honest face. I don't know. But
It
it's not as hard as we think it is. We create the story in our mind.
exactly. I was just gonna say, yeah, we make it harder than it really is, right? It's
100%.
that, and I would say to your credit, yes, you have an energy and aura when people meet you in person. People know you're not going to spam them
I'm not going
in
to
their
slash them.
mailbox. Yeah,
No,
you're not, and I think there's probably so there's that sets the stage, but then also by asking, there may be some curiosity, like, I just met you. What are you going to send me? So now they want to know, right? So I think that's absolutely brilliant. But oh my gosh, so we've been talking about all this gratitude and sending these cards, and there's probably some people who are interested in checking this out. And so you have set up an opportunity for the Badass Crew to be able to test this, try it at no charge to them.
no charge and no obligation
Oh,
at all. I mean,
yeah.
they can try it out and they go, this is not for me. And that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, Badass Crew, in the show notes is a link where you can connect in with Jill and be able to mail either a free printed card or 3 digital cards, no cost, no obligation, just to try it out, see how it works, see if you like it. And if it's something that you had fun with, that you enjoyed, gave you a little hit of dopamine, right? To put something positive in someone's inbox or text messages, then connect with Jill and see what it would look like to get your own account to do this as a business. And by the way, guys, I am not a tax professional, but if you're getting this account for the purpose of your business, it's probably a write off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And there are ways, there are options. There are two things to keep in mind at this point in time when this is being recorded. We People are really getting a little concerned about how they're going to get their appreciation, Thanksgiving, holiday, Happy New Year cards out, and
Mm-hmm.
they just don't know how they're going to do it. And we have the ability to have, we call them gratitude experts, but they're virtual assistants who can create all this for you. And there is a way for you to monetize that investment at no cost for the first 90 days. So that's kind of fun. So,
Ooh,
yeah, so you can be earning money with no investment in your business. Okay, I wanted to, when else can you do that?
right.
So, but we can take that burden off of you. So think if you want to send out your holiday cards and you
Mhm.
just don't know, my database is a mess, I don't have this, I don't have that. Let's have a conversation because I think we can help in you in some way.
That's amazing. I love that. All right, badass crew. I know that you have found this to be very helpful because I've been feeling all of you having these aha moments. This, oh, that is so wonderful. I love that it saved someone's life. I feel your connection to this. And so, of course, as I've said before, and I will always say it again, if you have learned something, if you found this episode valuable, please reach out to Jill and give her your gratitude. Say thank you because it is the highest vibration, the best way to show up in this world. And if this episode isn't proof, I don't know what it is. But Jill, thank you so much for being here. Do you
Oh,
have a last thought or statement that you would like to leave with the audience?
well, I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to finally have this conversation. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's definitely, you never know who you're going to meet on a cruise. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun, but thank you so much. And just have a great rest of the year. Let's just, have some fun doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's put some good out into the world right now because I think we all need it. I don't care what your faith is. I don't care what your politics are. We all need a little bit of good right now. So this could
Amen.
be a great way to do that. So let's make this a massive way to send out some positive happiness in the world and get some smiles on some people's faces. So thank you, Jill, for being here. You're awesome. And I cannot wait to see how much good we put out in the world with this. And
Yep.
of
Thank
course,
you.
you're welcome. And badass crew. You know how this goes. Stay tuned because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.